Alright, well,
Okay.
welcome to the first Popheads podcast.
Yeah, we need an order. What order? Who's next?
I'm Awesome Tuck 1559.
I'm 4th of July.
I'm Edric, aka eklxtreme.
And I am Doctor Who When How Why, your favorite moderator of Popheads. Don't take my word for it.
I'm including the entire thing, by the way. I'm not gonna cut that. Right. So, obviously, the biggest things we're going to talk about this week is going to be Joanne and
Album of the year.
Yeah, Joanne, Solange, that sort of stuff. Several new songs from some of our favourite artists, and then the rates. So, what do you guys want to start with? So,
There was Kama's rate, which was a Teenage Dream versus Fame Monster versus Cannibal.
yeah.
AKA the riot of Popheads.
Yeah,
The Katie Massacre.
Yeah, the massacre of Katie and Kesha.
Oh my gosh. That massacre was awful. I can't believe it. Like, I was rooting for Gung.
I feel bad because I didn't participate in any of them. So like, I'm just gonna be quiet. I watched the carnage unfold. I didn't participate. I just kind of sat there and watched everybody fight.
Which one of us did participate in Commons' rate then, with Katy Perry, Kesha, and the other one?
Katie.
Katy Perry, Kesha, and Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So I participated in it.
I did not.
Did you, Edric? A doctor, you did, didn't you?
I did participate on this raid, yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, I did not give my 11 to Lady Gaga, that's for sure.
What'd you give it to?
Oh my god, I need to check that actually. I think it was Wide Awake by Katy Perry.
You wasted it on Katie.
That's a solid 7 at the most.
Come on now.
What? No, that is that is one of Katie's best songs, IMO. Like, oh wait, in my opinion.
No, that's like a 7 at the most. Like,
yeah,
well,
I can't. Wide Awake.
That's like your
I
opinion.
can't believe you.
But what did you
That's
give your
almost
11 to
my.
then,
That's
Doc?
that. Come again?
What did you give your 11 to then?
I gave my 11 to the obvious winner, Bad Romance, but I feel so bad. Like, was it worth Bad Romance getting the number 1 spot when Katie got massacred so hard? I don't know. As a fan of both Gaga and Katie, this is such a conflicting moment for me.
Well, I mean, I'm a fan of Katy, Lady Gaga, and Kesha, so it's hard for me too.
If I were to participate, I probably would have. Yeah, I probably would have given my 11 to Bad Romance. Like, had I participated, I mean, the entirety of Fame Monster is like solid 10s straight through. Like, the only one that I would give lower than like a 9 for is like Monster, but still, that's like an 8.5. So like, any of those would probably be worthy of my 11. I would not waste it on something like Wide Awake.
Well, obviously in the raid, the Fame Monster included all the Fame too, so it's not just the
Oh,
EP.
yikes, never mind.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm satisfied with the top 2 because those are my 2 favorite Gaga tracks.
What was the top 2 again?
Bad Romance got number 1 and Paparazzi got number 2.
Ooh, Paparazzi is iconic.
I prefer Paparazzi. I gave that a 10.
Paparazzi, I think, is like it gets better over time. Like, I mean, Just
definitely.
Dance is kind of like dated, like now. Like, if you listen to it, the production or whatever, but Paparazzi's like just as good as it was when it just came out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I gave
very nostalgic.
I gave Bad Romance a 3.
What?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So when you say you're a fan of Gaga, Katie, and Kesha, you're not really a fan.
I am
of
a fan
Gaga.
of Lady Gaga. Bad Romance, I think, is very overrated, and there's nothing appealing about it to me. It's very uninteresting. I guess the production's okay, but like for me, it's just boring.
Oh man.
I think it's just that
Oof.
the chorus and the melody are just so iconic and
Exactly. I don't recall.
Like I can't think of a.
I
Keep
mean,
going.
there's
Sorry.
lots of iconic songs that's boring, like "Call Me Maybe."
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you? Wow.
No,
Get
Call Me
out,
Maybe
get
is
out.
I didn't
boring.
ask to be
Get out.
No,
attacked.
I don't mind "Call Me Maybe." I just
Yikes.
It's not
Call
wasn't
me
called
maybe.
Hot
for.
take.
Anyway.
I did not
Nah, I
ask to
just
be a
think
part of
that,
this
like-
narrative.
I think that like when talking about Bad Romance, you kind of have to realize how much it like not so much influence, but how big it was in like modern pop music.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh yeah.
That's a huge factor into like how much I love it. Like I love that song. It's one of my favorite
Mhm.
songs ever. And the like
Same.
effect it has on like modern pop is insane.
Exactly. Lady Gaga is such a game changer to the music industry. So early in her
Mhm.
career. Like my
I
god.
think
She
we
I don't-
invented music.
I think we're all forgetting
Yeah.
the amazingness that is Telephone. That's still up
Oof,
there.
yeah.
Tele-
Mhm.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that is true.
telephone.
You can't, yeah.
Really,
You
that
can't
whole
let Bad
album.
Romance and Paparazzi overshadow Telephone because that is just such an amazing song.
It
It's
is
not
an
Yeah.
dated
amazing
at
song.
all to me. At least in my opinion, it's not dated at all.
A lot of the Fame Monster does not sound dated. Like I mean,
Yeah.
there's certain songs, but then you have like timeless songs like Teeth. Like that, the production on that is very, very good, and I might be in the minority by saying that.
Again,
but
fourth, we're including
I-
the Fame album as well.
I
Oh,
gave
I keep forgetting that.
That's pretty
I ge-
dated.
I gave
Oh my
Teeth
god.
my 6. Yeah, that's probably my lowest rated
Mm.
song from the Fame
Mm-mm.
Monster. I don't know, I just didn't like it as a closer. I feel like, wait, so this is the last song for the Fame Monster? Wow, that is so disappointing. So, yeah,
It
but
doesn't
the
really
rest of
end on a
the...
high note.
I don't know, it just feels out... It's so weird that for an album that sounds very electronic, it would end... The EP would end with a country influence song.
Hmm.
Which
Interesting.
leads us on to Joanne. No.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean, I get it, but I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like that is not a good closer song in my opinion. Because if you have a great album and then suddenly you have this okay song as a closer, then I don't know. It gives me some bad taste. If you know what I mean.
I don't,
Interesting.
the track listings of albums or EPs don't affect me that much. Like, I'm not bothered that that song was the closer or that Bad Romance was the opener. It doesn't have any effect on me.
See, I tend
Sometimes
to
it's
listen to
important for the
albums. Yeah, see, I tend to listen to albums like straight through the first time I listen to them,
Yeah.
which is like how I develop opinions on certain songs.
I mean, if it's a concept album, then I'll get that. But the Fame Monster is not a concept album or EP.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know
Like,
people
I mean,
who don't
certain
even
albums
listen
do
to
sound better on
concept
shuffle.
albums all the way through, though.
What?
Like,
That's-
I had
that's illegal.
one of my friends listen to Pimp a Butterfly on shuffle the first time.
Oh. Oh
Well, it
wow.
I
doesn't
don't even
to any
understand
album.
Oh
how
my
you can do
god,
that.
how?
Like, I don't understand.
It'll like
listening
start
to
with Mortal
playlists.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't understand listening to playlists on shuffle, but why would you listen to an album on shuffle? That just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous because then you lose like the whole like core of like the essence of what the album's about.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think some people just don't realize that sometimes you have to listen in order to get some sort of bigger picture.
Exactly. Like if I listen to
Yeah.
an album out of order the first time, I'll develop opinions that aren't necessarily true. Like I'll be like, oh, this album's so jumbled, it's not coherent, when really it's just out of order in terms of like where the
Right.
tracks are.
Mhm.
And if it's a good artist, then they would have put thought into the track listing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I accidentally start an album, but I don't realize it's on shuffle until like halfway through, and it's get, like really pissed off.
That was me the first time I listened to Views.
I mean, the Views is 20 out songs long. Like, it's a big album.
Yeah, it's way too long.
It
An
is
hour
way
and
too
20
long.
minutes.
Several songs could have been cut from that. That would make it a much better album.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
Hotline
that's the
Bling.
case with a lot of albums.
And
I mean,
Converse,
Hotline Bling was like the necessary pop song on that album.
yeah. I can see
Yeah,
that
that's
maybe
true.
he wouldn't have wanted it to maybe he wouldn't have wanted it to be the lead single, sort of, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
I
the
guess he
future
just
rates,
kind of
though.
included it for sale.
Conversely, though, what did you give your 0 to if you participated in Commas Rate?
Okay, you're gonna kill me, but I probably would give it to Wide Awake.
No! Oh my gosh.
I hate Wide Awake so
Why?
much.
Okay,
Hot take.
Because
explain.
it's very repetitive, and I think the production on it isn't the best it could be. Like, it's very low-key, and I understand that was the vibe that she's going for, but at the same time, it's like grating, in a sense. Like, I just
definitely
don't
would
like it
probably
at
give
all.
it to Peacock.
Peacock is an iconic bop.
Yeah.
I understand the lyrics are kind of trashy, but like the production's good, and it's still like a good song. In my opinion.
I'm sure it's kind of tongue-in-cheek anyway. Like, it's not supposed to be taken
The biggest memory I have is accidentally playing Teenage Dream on shuffle at my sister's like 6th birthday party, and then it went to Peacock. And I was just like screaming, trying to get to the stereo to turn it off.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Moral of the story: don't play Katy Perry ever. No, just kidding. Just play her.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
I mean, don't play Katy Perry in a party. Okay. Okay.
You know
Yeah,
what,
that's
Doc?
what I meant.
We all understand what
I
you're
mean-
saying.
I've been to parties that have just had 1989 on shuffle.
Yeah.
See, that's not bad, though. Like,
Yeah,
that's iconic.
Mhm.
I like the album. Yeah,
Arguably.
I like the album
I-
too.
You just gotta put emotion
gave
on
my-
shuffle.
I gave my 0 to Dinosaur by Cassia.
Yo.
Same.
Hold
Same.
up.
I think a lot of people
What do you
do.
mean, hold up? That is just like...
Dinosaur is so good.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh, no. Dinosaur.
That melody is so catchy.
No,
That
it's
is
terrible.
That's not a word I'd use to describe.
I know I'm
Any
like the
Kesha
devil's
song
advocate of
from
this
Canada.
podcast, but like, come on. Like, I bet you guys gave like sleazy like 3s too.
I gave Sleazy my 9.
Looking at my Kesha rates, I gave Take It Off a 1, Steven a 3.
Yo. Oh my god.
Party at a Rich Dude's House a 3,
Oh my god.
and See You Next Tuesday a 4. That's the.
I can't believe you guys aren't appreciating Kesha for
I
the
am
artistic
appreciating
genius
Kesha.
that she is.
Okay. I gave We Are Who We Are a 10, TikTok a 9.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
The
The
Kesha-
take it
Animal.
off rate,
Animal.
the
an
take
8.
it off score I understand because like her voice is kind of annoying on that, but when you give Dinosaur a 0, fam, I'm like
gotta
personally
reevaluate your
Have
hurt.
you
life.
listened to the song?
I have listened to the song. I enjoy the song. I'm about to leave this podcast. I'm offended.
Well, we've spoken about the Fae Monster, we've spoken about Animal and Cannibal. What would you think of Teenage Dream?
Teenage Dream. It's a bop. It's a bop album. I actually
The
like
entire album's a bop.
the entire album. Is
The
a
whole
bop.
thing.
I actually like the non-singles that were on the album, like Who Am I Living For, Pearl, and some maybe Circle in the Drain.
Yeah,
if that's
Circle
what
the
it's
Drain.
called.
I like Circle the Drain.
Yeah,
Circle the Drain is great.
I think
I think the whole album. Sorry, keep going.
I think my favorite non-single song from that album is "Who Am I Living For?" because I actually relate to what Katie sang about that song, because that song is about her questioning her faith and all, and that's what I had that sort of similar experience. So yeah, that's probably why I gave that song a higher score than it actually deserved, in my opinion. But I don't know, it's just that weird connection I had.
And
with
it's
that
also
song.
interesting because she started out as a Christian pop artist.
Yeah,
So to come out with
exactly.
a song that's questioning
Katie
her faith.
Hudson came out in like mid 2000s, I think. Early
Mhm.
2000s.
Yeah, mid 2000s.
I think the whole album as a whole is just stacked. Like, if you ignore the rest of Katie's discography, that could be like a greatest hits album.
Yeah,
Straight through.
exactly.
Like, every song is stellar, like 10 out of 10 all the way throughout, which is like unprecedented for a pop album. There's like no filler.
No filler at all, in my opinion. Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree
With
that.
18 songs as well. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
It
looking
sold
over my
really well.
rates for it, I gave a 2 to Not Like the Movies.
Why?
I don't
First
think we
of all,
pull
how
off
dare
ballads.
you?
I mean, didn't we learn that from Rise?
The shade.
Hmm.
That's true.
Also, are you surprised about how bad Last Friday Night got, the remix?
No, the remix is dope. Like Missy,
Exactly.
what?
I
Like,
give it a 9. Like,
oh, I thought you said
I
you
don't
gave
know.
Last Friday Night a low score. Sorry, my bad.
no, I mean in general, in the actual final rates, it got quite low.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got so
I'm not fond
low.
of it either way.
Why did it get so low? It's such an iconic party song, in my opinion.
Missy Elliott's a good addition as well. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if that was the original. So.
I would have, if we're talking about like the remixes and collabs, I would have probably rated E.T. higher than it got on the remix one with Kanye.
Yeah, well, both versions are good, but I gave the remix 2 points higher.
Yeah, because I just think that's not a better song, but I like Kanye's verse. Like, just because of how goofy it is. Like, it totally contrasts the actual
it's very funny,
like core of the
actually.
song in a good way. Yeah, it's very funny.
I prefer
a lot of people just hated the verse.
Really?
But, like, I think the alien sex
I think
part
they
is
were
just
expecting more than they
iconic.
wanted to.
Mhm.
The remix, I prefer the remix over the original because when the original was playing on the radio, it's like okay, I like it, but not certain, but I don't love it. So when I listened to the remix recently before I submitted the rate, my scores for that rate, I was like, Kanye gave the the punch this song needed for some reason, especially when Kanye opened the song. It's like, yep, this makes this song more of a bop than it was. So yeah, I prefer the remix over the original.
I mean, I was initially surprised that Kanye would jump on a song with Katy Perry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was quite
back
shocking.
at that time, Kanye did a lot of pop features.
Yeah.
Now he hardly does. Like, back then they had, like, Knock Me Down, like, American Boy, a bunch of that
American Boy is the best song ever.
American
but
Boy
that's not
is
the topic right now.
fucking iconic.
It could be.
I mean, what era was Kanye in when the time it was released? Was it?
That was 2010. That was right before
yeah,
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy area.
I mean, that was
Era,
like quite
yeah.
a poppy era of Kanye anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
because I mean, if you look at the features that he has in that album, it's like Rihanna, Fergie, like stuff like that. So that was, and he's coming out of like Graduation then, which is like his most poppy era. So like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a transition.
Yeah.
I'm really
It was only
excited
until,
about
like,
the
2012 when he stopped.
the
with
future
pop
rates
features.
though.
I'm excited for the
Like the
2012.
upcoming ones.
Yeah, I'm excited for the 2012 rate.
Yeah, I'm excited for the results of that.
Just
That
because, like-
and Doc's rate, the Marina and the Diamonds, Lord and Lana Del Rey.
And
Mhm.
yeah,
Just to see
I'm very
Lord
excited for
that
massacre
too.
everyone.
Other than that, we've got a rate from Punk coming up, which is There Is No Santa Claus coming up, which is Views versus Coloring Book versus The Life of Pablo. So that's gonna.
See,
also
I
be
will
Versus
definitely
Blonde.
participate in that because, like, I think Views is very underrated. And I don't mean that in, like, oh, it's not the biggest album. I mean that as, like, it's genuinely, like, scored lower than it should be. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to participate in that. Give Views the justice it deserves because it's such a good album.
I think if you listen to the songs individually, they're really good. I mean, well, not really good, but they're good. But if you listen to them in order, like, it kind of gets monotonous, so people might, rate them lower than they should be.
And I forgot to mention Blonde is also in that rate with Life of Pablo.
See,
and Views and Coloring Book.
I think I'm probably going to rate Blonde a little bit lower than the rest.
I'm not sure
Just because, like, I don't know.
I'm not sure how that works stylistically.
I'm not as fond of Blonde as I am the other three in terms of this year, which is like blasphemy coming from a Frank Ocean stan, but in comparison to the other three, I'm not really as like keen on that one. So we'll see what happens.
I remember going over to my friend's house and he played me like the entirety of Blonde, and I literally cannot recall any of it. It's just like I mean, I can remember stuff from Channel Orange, but like trying to recall any track for Blonde is really hard for me.
Yeah,
it's a very melancholy album.
Mm-hmm. With Blonde, Channel Orange is one of my favorite albums, so I was like hyping up the release so much, and then it was like something totally different, and that kind of like it's down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely did not expect like that much of a melancholic vibe. I thought it would be.
And anyway, in December, I've also got a rate planned, which is Fever by Kylie Minogue versus In the Zone by Britney Spears.
Oh my gosh.
Music by Madonna. So that's going to be
man.
I'm so excited for this. The thing is, I'm not sure which one I'm going to be biased for because I love In the Zone and Music from Madonna. So
and it's gonna be quite good after the sort of rap rate coming from There's No Santa Claus anyway. So
this just gives me an example to listen to Kylie Minogue.
So. Yeah, I've been meaning to listen to Kylie Minogue for a while.
Yeah.
I think we know who's going to be.
Don't really get coverage of her.
I think we know what song is going to be number one on kaphox's rate.
I mean,
it's Toxic.
It's going to be. No, I hope it's going to be Can't Get You Out of My Head because that is an iconic song, even more so than Toxic. I'd argue.
Yeah.
No.
I agree.
No, it's
Can't Get You Out of My Head is like. Can't Get You Out of My Head has one of the best melodies of any pop song.
Of course.
I'm not so sure with popheads.
La 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 hook. It's just
exactly.
But I think for the majority of popheads, I think they would favor Toxic more.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
It's what I think.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen in the Plug DJ, at least.
Yeah, same. With that being said, I won't give Toxic my 11. I'm giving it to another song.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Surprise.
I won't reveal it what it is. I think
it's going to be Music, isn't it, by Madonna?
I won't confirm nor deny your allegation. So it's all a mystery.
Also, as well as the Commons' rate, we've also got the indie rate by Altion Dolls. I did not participate in that. Oh, you did do that?
I did it. Doc did it as well.
I did it.
I was really impressed with that rate too. I thought the results came out really nicely. Although I'm surprised the sub likes Purity Ring so much. Like, it took so long for their songs to get eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even without participating, I knew that Churches would probably have like quite a strong lead from the other two.
Right, they were the most popular one and the most critically acclaimed. So I did
probably the
expect
most mainstream too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
The most amusing part about how the rates were revealed was like we all thought that Mr. Webs is gonna lose to Purity Ring, but it turns out the remaining Purity Ring songs that were revealed were before the last two Mr. Webs songs were revealed. So this is some sort of victory for the Mr. Webs fans. So they were like, "Oh, thank God!" I remember there was this one person betting on this. He was
wow.
He was betting that a song from Purity Ring would be lower than a song from Mr. Wives, and if that is not true, then he would post a selfie in the next general discussion thread, and turns out he didn't. So because Mr. Wives got higher than Purity Ring, so
I need to listen to more Mr. Wives. I have friends that like Mr. Wives, and I've heard they're really good. I mean, one of their songs, Reflections, I believe, is like a very, very good pop song. So I really need to get into them and listen to them more.
Yeah, I've only listened to the Churches. I've only listened to the Churches album out of the three, but I'm a big fan of that, and I'm really happy that The Mother We Share took the top spot because I love that song.
I still haven't listened to Churches.
It's a beautiful song, The Mother We Share.
Yeah, it's really good.
Although I will say, the fact that Tether and Now Is Not the Time were so low, I'm really angry at that because I gave my 11 to Now Is Not the Time, a 10 to Tether. And those went out like first day, I think.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That was terrible.
Also, I will say that I'm kind of ashamed Tyro got so low because if you go into the song without expecting the same sort of feel as Janelle Monáe did it originally, then it is a great song. But if you just have to separate the different versions to like really appreciate the song that Churches did,
Mm-hmm.
and if people separated it from Janelle Monáe's version, then I think it would have got a higher place.
Right. Yeah, I think they put their
that's the
nice
downside.
melancholic synthy vibe on it. You know, it's definitely different from Janelle's a lot, and I think they're going for different too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you can't help but make the comparison.
Mm-hmm.
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 Right, should we move on then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so we have got new music from Alicia Keys, Bruno Mars, Solange, and Lady Gaga, obviously. So, first of all, 3 singles from Alicia Keys. Have you all listened to them?
Yes.
Yes.
Not all of them. Not all of them, and I don't think I have an opinion for this.
We've got In Common, Back to Life from the Disney Queen of Katwe film, and then Blended Family featuring ASAP Rocky, which is the latest single.
In Common and Back to Life are 2 of my favorite songs of the year.
Yeah, those are both fantastic. I mean, Blended Family is good, but it sounds more like traditional Alicia Keys, I guess you could say, where these 2 other singles, Back to Life and In Common, are like a really welcome departure that like provides a fantastic new sound, especially with Back to Life, which is like this slow building thing at first, and then the drums kick in. It's like this fantastic boppy sound.
I really like the FK Twigs vibe she's putting forth, like this weird electronica kind of pop R&B like hybrid, and I think that's like unprecedented for Alicia Keys of all people, and I really welcome that kind of sound, and I love that, and I love how like catchy both songs are.
Also, the look that she's going for with the In Common single cover and even her new album, the Here cover, are like amazing. I just love those covers so much, like with the headscarf and then with the frizzy hair. It's like it really feels like with these coming years, a lot of artists have been embracing their blackness, I guess you could say, especially with like Solange and Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that. It's like a really welcome change.
Yeah, like black is beautiful. She's embracing that, and that's really amazing. I respect that.
And obviously, by the time this podcast gets released, her new album will have come out today. So I look forward to talking about that on the next podcast.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I also saw her live in Times Square when she did that surprise concert. That was great.
With Nas, Questlove.
There were so many special
Jay-Z,
guests. Yeah.
Jay-Z
Nas,
and
Questlove,
John Mayer.
John Mayer came out, played guitar for like 4 songs. Yeah, when Jay-Z came out, like the whole crowd just exploded.
Because
I
that
think
song
I
is
lost
such a bop.
something inside me.
Especially with the concert being in New York, like that's just going to be iconic.
Yeah, the middle of Times Square, full of tourists.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
all the new songs sounded great. Like the production live really translates well. And I really appreciate like the new songs more because I have that in my memory, you know, with that context.
Yeah.
So I'm really hyped for this.
Yeah, I agree.
You can definitely start to appreciate artists more when you see them perform live. You can appreciate their talent.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Like half of my favorite albums this year were from artists that I've seen live.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like a correlation between that.
Right, so moving on as well, we've got obviously the new single from Bruno Mars and the SNL exclusive performance of the new song.
Yes.
So what did you guys think of 24 Karat Magic?
24 Karat Magic on the first listen, I thought it was very Bruno Mars. I don't know how else to explain it, but it sounded like him, where he makes these like funky, poppy kind of like bops. Like it was much like Uptown Funk in terms of like the catchiness and the general aesthetic of the song. Since that first week, though, I really haven't listened to it that much since then. I think like the kind of effect that he had kind of wore off after the first couple listens. But that was just me.
Yeah.
I've had it on like repeat for the past like week and a half because it's just like I'm sure I'm gonna get maybe Uptown Funk fatigue with it and maybe turn it off. But right now it's just so catchy and like upbeat and happy all the time. And there's like obviously the funk influences, and you can hear like those traditional like funky lines. Like there was one on Uptown Funk. It was something about a dragon. I forgot. It was I'm too hot. Make a dragon want to retire. And then with this one, it's known to give the color red the blues. It's like these lines that just make you like think and laugh for a second that really stick with you.
I like that. I think he has like a talent for not necessarily lyricism, but making like lyrics that we remember.
Yeah, like hashtag blessed.
Yeah, hashtag
yeah,
blessed.
like not necessarily good lyrics on a whole, but lines that are like memorable. Like I've been walking around today, like thinking about the song, just being like, "Oh, like broke bitches and your ugly ass friends." Like, how can you forget a line like that?
No, it's unforgettable. And I would have listened to 24K Magic a lot more because that song is fucking catchy. Oops, sorry, I swear. Just bleep me out. But yeah, it's so catchy. But then Perfect Illusion came along beforehand, which we will talk about Joanne later in the show in this episode. So yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah.
You know, I do understand the comparisons to Uptown Funk, but I think it's just like Uptown Funk 3.0. It's just so much more improved in so many ways. Like it includes more disco influence. I think the
disco influence is amazing.
Right, and the production is way more
Uptown
complex.
Funk is Bruno Mars's song anyway, mainly. So like, I'm alright with him.
No one really attaches it to Mark Ronson that much.
No.
Sorry, Mark.
Which
Ronson.
is a shame because I love Mark Ronson.
Yeah,
he's a very talented producer.
Yeah, definitely.
Also,
I love the talk box in the beginning.
We'll talk about that when we go on to Joanne as well, obviously.
Yeah.
The SNL performance for 24 Karat Magic was just like awesome because usually, even with artists who try to like innovate the performances, like Kanye West, it's like they try to switch it up. I don't think I've ever seen an artist use the whole like tracking shot thing where they start out somewhere else and then they end up in the front of the stage, like an artist performing off the stage is really rare. So
they
really
kind
cool
of walk through the entire studio, which is cool.
I have seen that before. Like, I have seen that before. Like, Madonna did that with Big Shot Madonna with her performance of that.
I mean, on SNL, sometimes they do that for the for like the people's monologues. They'll start out like in the studio part and then walk onto the stage. So
I thought it was very creative.
Yeah,
I thought it was very creative. Like it was kind of like unprecedented in the way that they like shot that. I liked it a lot.
Right. They're having
and
fun.
Obviously his voice was fantastic.
I don't remember much of the other song Chunky that performed live on SNL. I just remember that it was it fit the style.
I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that other song.
It worked well alongside 24 Karat Magic, and I just love the style it's going for. I'm going to be very happy when it releases the album.
Yeah, the singles have been really consistent. Like, nothing's... Well, out of the two singles, like, they're not bad. They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, should we just stop so we can let Fourth go to the bathroom?
Okay.
I can always just cut it in afterwards.
Okay. Good.
I mean, we're going to move on to just the lounge next anyway.
Are you going to listen to all the audio and look for errors?
Yep. I've got like a week and a half, and I'm not at work at the moment, so it's fine.
Oh. Right. If you need me to like listen to my own and make some marks, I'd be glad to do that.
What do you mean, Doc?
Oh, Kip was asking.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, not asking. He was telling us. Suggesting as producer, what are those? I mean, you have to make 3 cuts.
There's been several times. Like, there was one like I didn't realize we were going on to the indie pop rates, so that was kind of awkward.
There are a few times where we talk over each other and someone ends up repeating the same thing.
Oh yeah.
So do you think
Yeah,
we
I
should
can
cut
always
that out?
yeah. That's when it's
Okay.
useful to have individual audio tracks.
So you can mute one.
I see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it gets like too many people. If someone just like lightly interjects, then that's no bother.
Yeah.
Right.
I hate
Oh, are you cutting this part out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just gonna lead on to Solange now.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Right, okay. Right, so next we're gonna talk about Solange's new album, which obviously is very talked about recently. Have you all listened to it?
Yeah.
No,
I have.
not me.
Single.
So I'm gonna be silent.
Wow, you need to get on that. You honestly.
I
do.
will.
Yeah,
I will.
It's
seriously.
very good.
I will.
All the
in
singles
a,
I heard so far are amazing.
I will. Maybe in a few months tops. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad. Few months.
That's no consolation. That is no consolation
Yeah.
right there.
I know, but
Jeez.
y'all, please don't just cut me some slack.
For what it's worth, Doc. No, Doc. For what it's worth, it's one of the best albums of the year. So you really need
Yeah.
to get on
I
that.
will get on it in a few months tops. Okay, at least I'm not gonna be bullshitting. Like, oh, I'm gonna listen it tomorrow. Then I will be. I mean,
And if I remember correctly, Pitchfork rated it higher than Lemonade, which is quite interesting.
ooh,
Mhm.
interesting indeed.
Sibling
I agree
rivalry.
with that, though.
Sisterly rivalry right there.
I definitely agree with that, though. I feel like
Mm.
Oh,
it's more coherent and it's better. But
The
I
interludes
see.
my
give it a
opinions
lot
on
of-
Lemonade will be
I.
very controversial.
Oh, okay.
The
I would.
interludes in A Seat at the Table give it lots of character and personality, something which
Mhm.
Beyonce sometimes can't offer.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
she's
I
pretty
also get
private.
the feeling
Because
that-
Beyonce is pretty private about her private
Yeah.
life. I mean, we can't
Mhm.
honestly tell if that cheating rumors thing is a real thing. It's just so let's make a story out of this or something. Like there was
Yeah.
I like how Solange makes her music personal. Like on this album, I felt connected to her. Like I listened to it and I totally felt like in her and her experiences. And that is like a very, very important part of having like a good album in my eyes, to make you like connect.
Mm.
Of course.
Yeah, also, it's like, I already said this, but I feel like it bears repeating. It's just like, it's so unapologetically black. Like, with
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
there's a song called Don't Touch My Hair. It's
Yes. I
Oh,
love
I
that.
did listen to that song. It's beautiful.
yeah, that's a really good
Just that
Yeah.
song, okay? Just that song. It's really
That
beautiful.
song even
If I
charted
remember-
on the Billboard Hot 100.
And if I remember correctly, all the features are black artists too.
Yeah.
So you got Lil
Mhm.
Wayne, Sampha, The Dream,
Mhm.
BJ the Chicago Kid, Q-Tip, Kalila, Kelly Rowland, that sort of very theme, quite a lot of black empowerment theme going on.
She
Yeah.
definitely brought that forward.
Mhm.
Even when the first track, like Rise, is probably one of my favorites on the entire
That is
album.
definitely a highlight, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
really good.
the way she kicks in the beginning, we're making it sound like this like gospel infused kind of like collective soul song that kind of like kicks in all the different sounds of the album all in one, and I really like that, and I think that kind of sets the tone.
Mhm.
Does anyone have a favorite interlude?
Probably Tina Taught Me.
I would say
I like
mine was For Us by Us.
the one with Q-Tip. Oh wait, no, that's not an interlude. Never mind. Forget
No,
it. Cut that out, please.
Which is the interlude where she's talking about being black, and, like beauty and being black, because that was also
Yeah,
really good one.
that's For Us by Us.
Yeah, that
Yeah, that's
definitely stood out
favorite.
to me.
My favorite is
Mhm.
probably Pedestals.
Oh yeah, that's a good one as well.
Yeah.
So the central theme for A Seat on the Table is black empowerment, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
I was supposed to say this on the Alicia Keys part, but I forgot, but I sort of forgot, but then okay, I'll discuss about this here. I think that type of theme, especially in regards to what is going on in America right now, I think that it's more than ever. I mean, it's important more than ever.
Yeah.
Of
Get what I mean?
course.
Yeah.
These past few years have been like full of albums with Black empowerment themes, especially this whole year. Like, look at the top 10 albums like that are like rated really high from music blogs. A lot of them are Black artists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really important.
It's very important indeed. I hope we get more
especially
of
in
these.
today's political climate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we get more of these albums in the coming years go by. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think the album's very ambient. Might be a bad way to describe it, but it's very chill. It's not full of harsh instrumentals or grating lyrics. It's just very like peaceful and calm almost.
Yeah,
which I
I
like.
can throw it on while I'm
That's
doing something.
Yeah, I mean that's Solange's style, right? She is like her music's always really chill.
Yeah,
I like how this could be like her breakout album because this did debut #1 on the Billboard 200. Two of the songs were on the Hot 100.
Bon Iver by 1,000, as far as I know.
Right.
I still think that a lot of people knew of Solange, but they didn't know Solange in terms of music. Like, a lot of people just saw her as the girl that kicked Jay-Z. Like, none of them really,
or
like...
Beyonce's sister, sort of.
Yeah, that was definitely me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the music part of it, this was a great introduction to who she is, because I always saw her as, like, the kind of deeper Beyonce, where Beyonce is more, like, surface. Solange is everything else. Like, she has a much more, like, intrinsic personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see. I think when this album hit #1, I was not surprised at all, because this is the power of word of mouth right here. When I believe the hype for this album was super high, like on the internet. So I knew when this album is going to be widely discussed, it's definitely going to hit #1. Especially when especially when the album is very easy to access on streaming websites. It's available on Spotify. Yeah. Then yeah. So I need to get on listening to that. Okay. I'll listen to that.
Please.
I'll listen to that in a few months tops, okay? Like I said.
Currently the album's in my top 5 of the year, I think. Just because of how, like, powerful it is as a piece of music.
Mm-hmm. And the commercial success is very respectable, considering there was a couple days announcement to release.
Oh yeah, it came out of nowhere.
There were no live performances, very little promotion.
And then it's still debuted to be on.
She's scheduled to be on SNL soon, but like it's not soon to it being released.
Mm-hmm.
So it's.
But I liked what Doc said about word of mouth, because this is exactly how it's spread. Because you have people like going around and being like, "Have you listened to this album? It's so good." Like, I personally listened to it because people I follow on Twitter kept saying, "Oh my god, you need to listen to this album." And I did, and I think that was a big part of why it was so popular.
And not to mention, it's easy to find the album on streaming websites. So, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. And it's it was stacked with good features. Like, look at the list of features. Like, of course, I would love to listen to any album with those features. Like, Lil Wayne had a good verse. Like, really good verse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also like the song Fubu with The Dream of BJ, the Chicago kid.
Yeah.
Just because I think that's a perfect collaboration. Like, BJ and Solange is something that, like, I never knew I wanted so bad until I listened to it.
Mm-hmm. The Dream and BJ are, like, two of the greatest R&B voices of this generation, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The Dream is such a good producer as well. Like, I respect him as a producer a lot.
Of course, yeah. They're, like, always on hip-hop albums, so, like, everyone knows them. Everyone knows their voices.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I think it's time to move on to the biggest topic of the month, which is, of course, Lady Gaga's new album.
Yes, Queen!
Yeah.
Joanne's new album, sorry.
Slay, mama.
Don't call her Lady Gaga. Call her Joanne.
Call her Joanne.
Yeah, so, I think I think the plan for this is we're going to go through it track by track.
Yes.
Okay.
So
yes, I'm excited. I'm pumped.
Same.
I've listened to it so many times.
I'm gonna have a lot of things to say here. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Also,
Okay.
since I'm like the sole Perfect Illusion stan on this sub, y'all are gonna hear.
Yeah.
I also love
So
Perfect
much.
Illusion. I love Perfect Illusion. I'm with you.
Yes, thank you.
This sub is wild. And, like,
Although-
why are they hating on it so much? Like, it's not a bad track. It's good.
Before we go into this, I think AO would have been a better lead single than Perfect
Yeah.
Illusion.
Yeah,
Definitely,
I would agree with
that
that.
gives
agree.
off the vibe of
'Cause-
the album more.
Because I think Ayo represented the sound of Joanne more than Perfect Illusion. I think
Definitely.
Perfect Illusion feels like the only rock. I mean, not necessarily rock, but rock influenced song of the album.
Yeah, rockish.
Mm-hmm.
This
also
album is
John
more.
Wayne, but yeah.
With Kevin Parker too, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Perfect Illusion's very glam rock, like David Bowie kind of influenced.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I'll come
we'll
on to this
talk about
later.
that more when we get to it.
I'll come on
Yeah.
to this later, but I think there are some tracks that are very David Bowie influenced.
Yes,
Obviously, we
definitely.
know Lady Gaga appreciates David Bowie a lot as an artist, especially coming after his passing. But
True,
Yeah.
who doesn't?
that's
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So Diamond Heart, then go into this first track.
I think it's
Fantastic
an excellent opener. Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
opener. Although I have to admit, I gave this song a bit of a 7.5, but then as I listen to it more, I appreciate more. But with that being said, the moment I first heard it, yes, this is definitely a good opener. I am a little bit surprised maybe I might have seen why some people might have said this. This feels like a bit some people have said this song gave them art pop, the title of the song itself, not the album, art pop vibes from it. Which do you see? I don't exactly know how to describe it.
I do see that. I see that. Yeah.
Okay, can you elaborate?
I think she's experimenting even more so than she was with art pop, because definitely coming after Born This Way, she was experimenting with art pop, and she wanted to experiment. She wants to dabble in other genres, such as country, such as soft rock, such as sort of a deserty sort of rock vibe, and I can appreciate. It makes me respect her as an artist even more, being like dance pop, country, jazz, soft rock, this sort of stuff.
Man,
yeah, especially when she experienced so much success as like a mainstream pop artist,
very
to have
brave.
her branch out. Yeah.
It's very brave.
I think this album does a really good job at, not this album as a whole, the song, primarily Diamond Heart, like bridges the gap between pop and country, but like Lady Gaga country, where it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the album. Like it's not entirely pop, but it's not entirely, like the country that she puts on the album either, like bridges that gap.
I wouldn't say that song has that much country influence. I think the ending had some kind of rock production almost, because there were like guitars and stuff. And the album as a whole, it's never like the album as a whole, it's never like completely country. There are country influences. A lot of it's Americana, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I think
Americana.
a lot of it isn't necessarily country, but she puts forth this like kind of soft rock, classic rock kind of like vibe, where it's like the Eagles and artists like that like kind of bridge the gap between like Americana and soft rock, and also like sort of like light country, not totally entirely
I think
like Johnny Cash, but
I think people unfairly prejudiced the album by branding it sort of country, even though it is far from it. I think people just saw the headlines, saw Perfect Illusion, listened to Perfect Illusion, even more so when Million Reasons came out. I think it's just the unfair sort of image that people had in it. Even though when you listen to it, if you totally dismiss the sort of comparisons to country that did come, I think you can appreciate it even more as an album.
I think people that brand it as a country album haven't really listened to that much country.
Yeah.
Because it's only a little bit country.
I think the people who do brand it country are also people that wanted to return to the fame and the fame monster, and it's almost as like they're trying to dismiss it as like
Yeah.
insulting it as country.
Yeah,
Like,
that's my
it's not
problem
fair.
I had with some people saying, "Ugh, Joanne Arrow is so boring, serving to districts."
Yeah,
It's
because
like-
it's not like just because it's not like bad romance, it's obviously going to be country. Like, no, that's not the case.
That's not the case. Yeah. You know, you have to let Gaga evolve, do whatever she wants, because, you know, if she's gonna do the same thing all over again, we're gonna get bored of her eventually. I mean, I don't want to compare to another artist, but Avril Lavigne has been doing the punk rock thing for too long now, and
And then there's Hello Kitty.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Back to
terrible.
Lady Gaga, please, as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Let's not go
Okay,
into this.
back to Gaga.
Yeah.
Back to Gaga. Let's not diss the real queen of pop, okay? And that
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
We need a whole podcast episode on that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
We need to
let's
devote
go.
an entire episode to that.
Okay, let's go back to Joanne.
So Ayo, what do you think of Ayo, the second song?
Ayo, Ayo.
That's a
Look at
highlight
Emma.
for me.
Such
One
a
of my
danceable
highlights.
Song. It's just great. Yeah, I can definitely.
It's an
see that.
excellent single. I think if she released a single first, it probably wouldn't have flopped as much as Perfect Illusion did.
Mhm.
I think that this like definitely encapsulates what the album is, and I've heard from a lot of people that just kind of like vaguely like hear the song that they're they're in love with it, they enjoy it, which I think is definitely a departure from the initial reaction everybody had to Perfect Illusion. So
Mhm. It might be the poppiest song on the record.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
I really
It was
hope
a good
I really-
choice to perform this rather than Perfect Illusion at on SNL last night as well.
With
I thought that was very good.
Million Reasons and Ayo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
I really hope Gaga upgrades Ayo from a promotional single to a main
Yeah.
single. I really
And
hope
actually,
That
so.
could be Ayo.
I
Because
really
I
hope
also
so.
heard 2 commercials on SNL with AO, so it does seem like
Apple
she's
Music.
going to
Yeah.
promote it
Yeah,
more
there's
than
an Apple
Perfect
Music.
Illusion.
Apple Music advertisement. I think use the Ayo song. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
hmm
I think it's a very solid single throughout. Like it's very poppy, and I
Fun
think
lyrics,
that
too.
a lot of people will enjoy it if it goes on radio.
Yeah, totally.
I do get like a
Like, if
Janelle
it was
Monáe
on-
vibe from it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I didn't think about that, but now you mention
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
It's very funky and danceable, you know. And the horn section.
like
That's-
dance apocalyptic vibes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the vibe I got from it.
Right, Joanne, then the first ballad. On the
Oh
track
my
list.
gosh. I almost
I love
the
it.
title track.
I almost want to cry just listening
Chills.
to it. Yeah, it's. I guess she's singing this from the perspective of her father. I guess, and I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
It almost makes me want to cry because, like, if I recall, Gaga has said that this person that Gaga has never met before in her life is such an important figure, not just to her life but also her family's life, because it seems like her father has adored her sister. I mean, his sister so much. So it's so, and I believe Gaga's aunt Joanne okay, sorry, let me repeat. Gaga's aunt Joanne died at such a young age. I might be mistaken. Probably she died around 17 or 19. I think so. Yeah.
I can hear
So
someone looking at it up.
oh crap. Can someone fact check? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's such a really emotional song, and I almost want to cry. It's such a good album. I mean, such a good song. I mean,
I always listen to it, and I wasn't particularly keen on it the first time I listened to it, but the more I listened, the more it grew on me to the point where it's now one of my favorite songs on the record.
It's definitely one of my
And-
favorite songs. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way I listen to it. It feels like a Sufjan Stevens track that Lady Gaga is singing over, and as somebody who stands Sufjan, that's like iconic. And I think that it's very down tempo and completely unprecedented as to what else she's doing. And I love that, and I love how it tugs at the heartstrings and everything. It's just so good.
Yeah, the whole instrumentation is very subtle, and I think that just complements her voice so well.
Yeah.
And again, like her voice, like it just does the track so many wonders. The dynamics of it are great. It's subtle when it has to be. It's really strong when it has to be.
When you compare her voice from certain tracks on like the Fame, you know what I mean? I understand that album's like heavily produced, but when you compare vocally to some of the tracks on there to this and the vocal run she's doing on the hook and the chorus, like that's an insane change. Like it's insanely dynamic in terms of who she is as an artist and her style, and I really like that.
I definitely commend Lady Gaga. I know being a ballad, sometimes ballads can be boring a lot of the time, but given the production and the instrumental of the song, it definitely complements her vocals to where it's not boring at all, which is a very good quality of a ballad. Right, so
I
next is John Wayne then.
Yes! That
He's
opening
another
line.
That kick drum though.
That opening line of that song, that is so classic Lady Gaga.
When I first heard that, when she screams, you know what I mean, in the beginning? That caught me so off guard. I was listening and like I literally gasped out loud because it caught me so off guard.
Yeah. It was off to an amazing start.
It got
was
me
just like
so
a perfect
shook
blend
and
of old Gaga and new Gaga. Together.
It's probably my favorite moment on the entire album.
Yeah.
Like musical moment, that scream, like it's just so good, so good.
So good.
And let me add that on the list of collaborators, Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age helped write the album.
Really?
So as soon as I heard this song and I heard those desert rock riffs and that kick drum, I thought like right away, like, this is the Josh Homme track. And it was him. Like he was on this song. And that guitar solo at the end, that was like beautiful coming from him.
Yeah.
You definitely see the influences on these tracks.
Like just looking now, he performs guitar and drums, which is brilliant. There was some very interesting
I really like it.
There is some very interesting credits for the album. Like Haim from the band Haim, she does some percussion on the album. Yeah. SD Haim, I always say Haim.
Haim.
I think that... Sorry, SD Haim from the band
You
Haim.
Brits with your weird pronunciations.
I'll cut that. Sorry.
This song is...
It'll go in the preview. It'll go in the preview, there you go.
Yeah.
This song is so, like, odd in that, like, it's definitely, like, weird in terms of Lady Gaga and her styles, and I've heard a lot of people say, you know, this is my favorite song on the record, this is my favorite, and like when thinking like sonically how it sounds, it's just crazy, you know what I mean, how people are like attached to this song.
Yeah. So next up is one of the fan favorites so far, I think, is Dancing in Circles.
Oh, yes!
Dancing in Circles is my favorite song on the album.
Oh,
this
really?
is my favorite song. Yeah, I love it. And
That's
I think a lot of it has to do... Yeah, a lot of it has to do with the production. It's produced by Beck, and you definitely see that once you... Oh, my bad. Can you cut that out?
Sorry?
Never mind. Can you cut that out? Beck wrote it, not produced it. Never mind.
Yeah. But even the influence is evident from Beck.
Yeah, I love Beck a lot, and I love his music and his solo stuff, and once you, like, know that this song is Beck influenced, it kind of, like, enhances the appreciation that I have for it. I just love it a lot, and I think that, like, subject matter aside, I think it's a very nice song to listen to.
It's one of the catchiest songs, like when she says, like, baby don't cry, baby don't cry.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
Yeah, I really got like a nice Latin vibe from it. I was like imagining her like singing this while dancing around a fire.
Almost like that is La Bonita sort of Madonna vibe.
Also, I don't know if anybody else felt like this, but the beginning gave me MIA vibes.
Oh, I definitely hear that, yeah.
Right? When she's like in the beginning and the beat and the like cultural kind of sounds, like That's what I got, which is kind of why I like it too, because I love that
It's definitely
sonic
interesting.
sound.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's the
it's a
most
very
danceable
interesting
song,
track.
too.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I listened to it, I was just moving my shoulders throughout the whole song. I was loving it so much.
Not as danceable as AO or Diamond Heart, in my opinion, at least.
Mm-hmm. Right. I agree.
I just like hearing Gaga whispers
excellent,
again.
Though.
But you thought Diamond Heart was danceable? It was pretty low-key.
I thought so, too. I could see it in, not necessarily a club, but, just somewhere where people are dancing.
Right.
Like a dive bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
That's
her last stop is coming up in a couple of days, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On that topic, I hope she announces a proper tour. Like a proper Joanne Ball, that'd be great.
Oh, I hope she keeps the Ball name on her next tour, because that's what makes... Yeah, the Joanne Ball. That has to work on the name.
Well, we all know she's performing the halftime show at the Super Bowl, so...
I hope she plays...
Sorry,
actually,
that was really bad.
I don't think she'll play this song, but I enjoy this song.
She'll do AO, definitely.
Yeah, she's definitely
She'll definitely do AO.
I hope she does.
I'd like to see Perfect Illusion.
Maybe.
Oh,
me too.
Perfect Illusion has to be on the halftime show for sure. I definitely see this as a closer to her performance, honestly.
How many songs do artists usually go through when they're on the halftime show?
5 or 6 off the top of my head.
I think Prince did 4, but he did Purple Rain in its entirety, so...
They last 15 to 20 minutes, so it could be any amount.
I mean, it's been decades.
Yeah.
It's been decades since there's been a halftime show without guests, so that's going to be interesting. Maybe Florence will be on the halftime show, you never know.
Ooh.
Or Mark Ronson.
Well, yeah.
Mark Ronson.
I mean,
sure.
he was at the last halftime show he was on the side, but he was actually there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Uptown Funk.
Yeah. I thought it was
Speaking
cool that he
of Mark
actually
Ronson
accompanied
and
her
Perfect
to SNL.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed
and Blood
seeing
Pop
him
was
there.
in the background too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Really?
Actually.
Yeah, I
saw
noticed
Mark
him with
Ronson,
his
he was
bleach hair. He was doing synths. I feel like she's gonna have a whole band with her throughout this whole tour, There's a lot of instrumentation on this album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I think we've got to discuss Perfect Illusion, I guess. Ooh.
Perfect Illusion.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, my time to shine.
It's a very
All right.
divisive track.
Take it away.
I'd say that.
Yeah.
I think divisive is a pretty good word to explain it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go out and say it. I love this song, and I loved it from the moment I heard it to the 50th listen, and I don't understand how people cannot like this song.
Same, exactly.
I think people are just salty
Yeah.
with this new direction.
I think
I like it.
I think people are just oh, this is so strange. I never heard of this Gaga before. So I understood, especially on the first few listens, people would feel a bit weirded out that this is the type of new song. I mean, the type of new sound that Gaga is making. With that being said, I also loved it the first time I heard it. I remember there was this fresh streaming link to the song, and I keep commenting, this is my 3rd listen, this is so good. 6th listen, this is so good. Okay, I think
You're talking about the mega thread?
No, not the mega thread, the fresh thread.
Okay.
Actually, I feel like this part needs to be cut. The fresh thread thing. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I will do. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
I mean, Auto Moderator loves the song.
I can probably just make a whole bloopers episode of just Doc going, can this part be cut?
I think the song is very layered, and as somebody who really appreciates production, I think that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. Even at the end where the subtle synth rips and everything, it's kind of fitting considering, Kevin Parker produced it and Tame Impala is one of the most psychedelic kind of artists today.
Yeah.
And I think you definitely see that in the production with the layers and the synths and the whole sound and aesthetic of it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't appreciate it as much on the first listen. I think it might have been because of the weird radio link. It had sort of bad quality, but as I sort of like, once I heard it the first time, I'm like, well, this is really different. This isn't what I'm used to. But then as you sort of understand that that's what she's trying to go for and she's trying to break the mold, you start to appreciate the song more and more. And especially once I saw the video, that really helped it click into place for me.
And in my
opinion, video definitely fits the song, 100%.
Mm-hmm. I actually completely agree with you, Tuck. Sorry. Yeah, I completely agree because most of the time I heard it was through like a bad stream or like speakers from the laptop or the radio. But the first time I listened on headphones, I noticed all these layers of production, the synths, the guitar, like the drums. I thought the ending of it just like saved the whole song.
Yeah.
I started to love it after
I think
that.
The reason a lot of people didn't like it is because there was all this pretense about Lady Gaga returning to pop after like so many years. I don't think people should have come into the song with that sort of idea.
Yeah.
You need to come into this with open eyes, like really.
I also think there was a lot of hype around it. Like I remember iHeartRadio being like, "This song is better than Bad Romance. It's better than Paparazzi. It's better than Poker Face."
Mark Ronson said that like this is his best work ever. Like you don't say that about a song. That's like otherwise people are bound to be disappointed.
Before people have listened to it, I mean, Mark Ronson's a very prolific producer, and I think that being familiar with some of his work, I think this is one of his best songs production-wise, but that's with personal bias because I really, really like this song. But I think that when people overhype it, it kind of detracted from the initial feel of the song. Like people already listened to it and were like, "Oh, this isn't as good as Bad Romance. This sucks." You know what I mean?
You know, I think you
just really have to throw your expectations out.
Yeah.
If we ignore all the initial like expectations and all like people wanting the poppy Lady Gaga, you appreciate it when you see it from like in the context of her discography. You know, the evolve. Sorry, cut this. The evolution of the genres that she's going through, and I think people are really like love it years from now. Like this is gonna be the album.
Oh, definitely.
That they look back to.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
If Lady Gaga releases like loads more albums, The Perfect Illusion will be an iconic track from her discography, probably.
Yeah. I think it has the potential to stand the test of time because it seems like I was saying before, the influences on this track are already like older genres like glam rock and all that stuff. So when you like take it into comparison with the genre she's taking influence from, it's kind of makes sense of how long this how long this song has the potential to like be relevant.
Also, this might, you can't dismiss the fact that it's a very memorable song. It might seem like a sort of stupid point to make, but it's very memorable.
It is memorable for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that riff is really iconic.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say how like weird the lyrics are, where it's like very quick and it's simple and it's easy and the song's over before 3 minutes, but at the same time it keeps everything concise and it keeps everything from going on too long.
It was sort of like a Trojan horse, I guess, because like the way that she added this, a lot of people reacted negatively and then like were like, what's going on? What is this new Gaga? And then she follows it up with 2 singles that I think are arguably probably better than Perfect Illusion, that sort of help people ease into this new era of Gaga that like is obviously a different sound from her beginning years, and now like everybody's praising the album and it's achieving success.
Yeah. I do have a question about how the single was released. If Gaga did not announce that the lead single is coming out and instead just drops it by surprise with no one expecting this, do you think this song would be fared better with everyone?
I think it'd probably fare worse.
I think we prefer better, especially with albums like Self-Titled by Beyonce being so successful so quickly. If you get the promotion early in after the surprise release, especially with social media nowadays, I think it could have been more popular than it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it probably would have fared a little bit worse just because of how different the sound is sonically to her other projects. Like, if it sounded more like, say, The Fame or The Fame Monster, or even like Born This Way, if it sounded something along those lines, I think it would have done better if it was a surprise release. Like, you have to build up kind of like anticipation for a song that's different so people don't automatically listen to it and think, oh, like, this sucks.
But would you not have thought that a lot of criticism of the song is that the hype was built up? If it just surprised you, there wouldn't have been any hype to have had, and it may have performed better that way.
Yeah, it was definitely overhyped a lot.
Yeah,
especially with like those fake leaks coming out.
You can't overhype a song if it's a surprise drop. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. You're right.
We don't need like a traditional album and single rollout like we used to because of social media.
Yeah.
I saw a comment in the Beyonce roast thread that was like, she surprise drops her album so that people can't set their expectations too high. And I think that's sort of relevant here when talking about if Perfect Illusion had been dropped on a surprise, the expectations wouldn't have been so like through the roof.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the next track is going to be Million Reasons as well, which is another promotional single. What did you guys think of that, though?
Mm-hmm. Grammy 2008.
I loved it.
2018 Grammy Song of the Year winner. I'm calling it.
I agree with that. I think
this is something...
I don't know. I think it's a very good single
to
choose. And, like, it's a ballad, but it's a Lady Gaga ballad, which makes it, like, different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see...
Yeah.
I hope this song wins a Grammy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like...
And even with her...
I think it was definitely a good choice to put it on SNL with AO, to have it couple those two together, because like the first track was all the danceability and like heavy parts of Joanne, and then having this come after is like this sort of, here's me showcasing my vocal ability, and I can still do slow songs too as well, so check out the album.
I was just about to say that I really like her performance on SNL. I thought it was very good, and it was very, like, it showcased her vocal talents, which I think a lot of people kind of forgot about. You know what I mean? Because she shows it in bursts, and I think after Perfect Illusion, I think people needed something like that.
Especially with, there's not many ballads on this, obviously, so to have this as, like, one of the standout tracks is really good.
I think this was the song that actually made me really glad that she took an Americana direction, because it just came out so well. Like, this was definitely one of my favorites on the track. And adding to that, like, the melody of this is just beautiful.
Okay, I love how this song is just simple for some reason, yet it feels so epic, that ballad epic moment of it. Like, it's so simple, it's just so simply made, yet it's so powerful. That's one of the things I love about this song.
Yeah, definitely. I think you hear the emotion in her voice more than anything, and that's a big part of it. Like, whenever I listen to the song, I get caught up in feelings that I didn't even know I had. Like, I don't even know how I relate, but I do, because that's how much, like, I connect.
I mean, I know you guys like it, but now I'm just going to give my honest opinion. I don't really like Million Reasons. It's an okay song. I just don't find it very interesting.
Blasphemy.
I appreciate her vocals. I respect the song, but it just doesn't do that much for me. It's still a good song. I don't hate the song. It is not a standout on Joanne for me.
I get the feeling that there's other tracks that are better on Joanne. I just like this as
it's
like...
definitely not the worst.
It's a good song. It's a bop.
That's what I've got to say about it.
Mm-hmm. I understand that it being middle of the road. As a single, though, I think it's a good ballad single. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much radio play it'll
Depends
get,
if it's
but it's a good
full single,
ballad
which I don't
single.
think it will be.
Right.
I don't think so either.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. I didn't think Joanne was that good at the start until I gave it like a few more listens and it was good. So, yeah.
Now, the minute I listened to Joanne, I loved it.
The song, that is, yeah. Right, okay. So, Sinner's Prayer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This one, I'm really happy at how it like flips expectations, I guess is a good way to say it. Like with that opening guitar riff, like the dun 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 dun, that it feels like it's going to be a different song, and then the chorus kicks in and it's like a totally different vibe than what the intro gives. And it definitely feels
I feel that.
like the most Western for me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess you could say.
I think this is like
I
the
just
most
like that it's
country song on the album.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, it's probably my least favorite on the album.
Oh.
But even then, I would probably rate it like a solid 7 out of 10. Like, it's still amazing. It's probably, though, my least favorite just because there's other songs on the album that are better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually agree with you.
Many people did comment that it's one of the most country songs on the album. We've spoken about how it's not an entirely country album, but many people do think that this is one of the more country-inspired songs.
Yeah, it's like...
Well, yeah, I mean, it has, slide guitar in it and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unapologetically country. So, I like it a lot, though. I thought... Okay, cut this part out, but I thought somebody played, the slide guitar on that.
I'll find out.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah, somebody famous.
Also, did you guys listen to the demo, Father John Misty?
I listened to...
I did, I listened to part of it.
Snippets of it,
I think I like it better than the actual song.
Josh Homme played slide guitar.
Oh, yeah.
On Sinner's
Yes.
Prayer.
I want to talk about Josh Homme.
So let's go back and say you can talk about it.
Yeah.
But,
Go ahead.
I heard Josh Homme played slide guitar on the song, and I think it shows, and it just, kind of brings everything together, that instrumentation.
Yes. Josh Homme is just a god on slide guitar. I'm really glad he contributed that to the song.
I think he's over a lot of tracks on this album, which is amazing. I love that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really impressed with everything he does.
And he was credited as an actual co-producer on Diamond Heart, not even just an instrumentalist. He was actually did the co-production for the opening track.
Yeah, that was really cool, actually. I didn't know you could produce.
Along with Jeff Basker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jeff Basker.
Oh, also, never mind.
Right, so after coming after Sinner's Prayer is Come to Mama.
Oh, okay. This is...
Oh, man.
This song ended violence.
Okay, I'll be...
This song, I think, is very inspired by David Bowie.
Definitely. No, I was just about to say that. This song is very, very David Bowie-esque.
I can just imagine him listening to this song, singing the song. And given how much Gaga is influenced by David Bowie, you can definitely tell that has impacted the song.
This one and Perfect Illusion, I think, are very similar in terms of the sound, sonically. I think that both of them carry this glam rock vibe, which, again, like you said, ties into David Bowie influence. I like it a lot. I thought it was very good.
And also, there was a demo of Come to Mama, which was performed by Father John Misty, which is another interesting note about the song.
I really like that. I think that demo's better than the actual song, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's cool to see how the two styles diverged, especially when in terms of vocals. Obviously, Father John Misty doesn't have the chops that Lady Gaga has, but seeing them, seeing how the direction that they both took is kind of interesting.
I mean, I'm saying that I could imagine David Bowie performing this song. It makes sense someone like Father John Misty also performing this song with that male sort of voice.
Yeah, which is odd saying, but I feel like having it under Lady Gaga's voice is cut this part out. I don't know what I'm saying. Never mind. Next.
Okay, I do have an opinion about this song. Okay, I think I might get lynched for this, but this is my least favorite song from the album, actually.
Understandable.
Okay, Gaga's vocals is amazing. I love it. It feels so... It's like she's the mama to this song. It's come here,
Yeah.
let's soothe you up. And I love the lyrics. I feel like they're actually very, very timely for me for some reason. I don't know. It's just like Gaga saying, "Hey, let's stop fighting. Let's just love each other," type of thing. For some reason, it feels timely, especially for some reason at this time where it seems like everyone just hates each other for some reason. However, my main problem with this song was actually the production for some reason. It felt oddly placed. It felt odd. I don't know how to say that exactly. I don't know how to elaborate that. I feel like Gaga sang the chorus a little bit too quick, and I don't know how to say that exactly. But yeah, that I just felt like the production is just odd, and I feel like it could have been better, in my opinion. So
you do have a point, because
think-
this is like the one oddball glam rock track on the album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think my issue with this track, this is probably my second to least favorite on the album. Like, if Sinner's Prayer is a 7, this is probably like a 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't have any like strong opinions on it, and I think that it sounds sort of artificial, perhaps, in terms of like lyrics. Like, it seems like a typical, everybody should just get along kind of song.
Yeah, you have a point there. It is kind of cliche. Although,
yeah,
I'll
the
say,
clichéness is what is off-putting.
I will say that the sax solo at the end kind of makes up for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This song is the most, I think, soft rock influenced. Like, I listened to this song, and maybe it's just because of the parallels between the instrumentation on this and Benny and the Jets, but I listen to this song and I hear Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is definitely soft rock song.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's very, very, like, Elton John influence in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One
and
of
it
my
does add like a modern touch to it with those synths. Like, I don't think anyone expected those synths to come in. It's like a modern flavor to an old sounding song.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that. My only issue with it is that I think that Florence kind of vocally outperformed Lady Gaga on certain parts.
Yeah.
When they're going back and forth.
You have a point there.
And when I listened to it the first time and they were going back and forth, like, Florence comes in with this, hard-hitting, iconic voice, and then in comparison, Lady Gaga kind of sounds a little bit lackluster.
Yeah.
And I know they have different vocal sounds and styles, but it kind of like demeans Lady Gaga's voice a little bit to be on par with somebody that has such a powerful voice.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, though, I really like how they did the feature. It's not like Lady Gaga does a verse, Florence does a verse, Lady Gaga does a verse.
It was a duet.
It's a duet.
Yeah, it's like a duet.
It feels much more like a duet, which is I feel is much better than just having like making it feel like a phoned in sort of verse.
Yeah.
You can tell she was involved.
Mm-hmm. You see, actually, my favorite part of this song is actually how Gaga and Florence's vocals complement each other. So while I do understand why Florence feels like she overpowered Gaga in vocal terms in this song, I don't know. It's just Florence and Gaga, their voices complement each other. They don't feel out of place. It's like this duet you never thought you needed, but it's there and it's the best thing ever. And yeah,
I honestly can't think of any other artist that would have been better than Florence on the track. It's very fitting.
It's very fitting indeed. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Florence is just a featured artist. I feel like she deserved a with credit because there's songs like that. Yeah, because it feels like a duet, not just like Florence doing a verse on her own. She deserves a with credit. I feel like they need to. I think they need to give Florence more credit on this song, honestly. Mm-hmm. But that's just
because they're like two of the most soulful voices of today's generation.
Right. Well, Angel Down obviously is the next track.
It's a great closer.
Complemented by the work tape on the deluxe edition of the song.
Yeah.
The album.
I think it's very cathartic emotionally, and listening to it, it has a lot of power. And when you look at it, not as a deluxe version, but a regular album, like you said, it's a good closer.
Yeah.
It did close the album well. Although, as a as a low key, kind of subtle ballad, I will say it's not as good as the others, like Joanne and Perfect. Joanne and Million Reasons, because I think the dynamics aren't as powerful. I think the dynamics are my biggest problem with the track, and I guess it's my least favorite.
For me, I enjoyed it more than A Million Reasons. Like, obviously, it doesn't have that, like, roaring sense of, like, balladness, I guess you could call it. But the chorus I liked better, and just the flow of the track flowed better for me than A Million Reasons.
I could honestly see Gaga performing this at like a campfire with just a guitar. It's very low key and simple.
Ooh,
song.
you're right.
Oh
Yeah, definitely.
Totally.
It's very smooth, and I mean that like an Adele track is smooth. It kind of flows, and it's nice, and it's just easy to listen to. I like it a lot, personally.
Yeah, same here.
It's definitely warmed up on me, because the first time I listened to it, I was like, oh, like, this is good, but I really don't have any connection to it. And then I listened to it a couple more times, and it, like, sunk in more as a song, and I enjoyed that.
Did you guys know what made Gaga wrote that song?
I don't.
Wasn't it Trayvon Martin?
Taylor.
Yeah, I think Gaga tweeted that.
Really?
I believe.
Oh yes, I remember. I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Gaga said on Twitter that this song she was inspired to write this after the whole Trayvon Martin thing that happened.
Really, I didn't know that.
That's a very respectable thing, like as an artist to do.
Yo, I'm really about to cry. I didn't know that. Lady Gaga's like so woke. I'm crying.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Yeah, like
that's kind of why I wish the dynamics were so much like more powerful, because it's a really great song topic, and it's really it's powerful, you know, and it's a sensitive topic for a lot of people. I just wish she did it a little stronger, but it came out well.
Yeah, I really like this song, and now that I know the story behind it, it kind of makes it a little bit more better in my eyes.
Wow.
Well, right, so the first deluxe track I think we ought to talk about, Grigio Girls.
Oh my god.
Ah, the bop.
Yes.
I love this song so much.
This song.
The iconic line.
The Spice Girls line.
Spice Girls line. Spice Girls in this bitch. Is that what she sang, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
It is
the song itself is just kind of playful and fun. I just love it.
That's the word, playful. I was trying to think of how to describe it, and it seems like this song is sort of like, oh, you know, a friendship anthem, which I really like, and it's also
sorry.
What were you gonna say?
Similarly to Angel Down, this could be like a campfire sort of song.
Yeah,
like a simple, low key. It's not the instrumentation isn't too elaborate. That sort of stuff.
It really showcases her voice well.
The melody is very simple. Yeah, the melody is very simple, and it's like kind of familiar, but at the same time, it hits hard. Like when she sings the Spice Girls line or whatever, like it's so good, like musically.
You know, when I was listening to the album, I was reading through the lyrics on Genius.com, which by the way is an excellent website. I think I read up while listening to the song, and then the song's corresponding lyric page. Gaga said that this song was inspired by her friend who has stage 4 cancer. Like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So she was instead of just like crying because of well, it's sort of an emotional song, but she said that if I recall correctly, she said like she wanted to write this song just more like, okay, let's just have fun while it lasts, you know, before her friend is totally gone. And I think that just gives more depth to this song, because not only because this song is indeed about friendship, and I don't know, it's both a bittersweet song, I guess.
Wow.
And when Gaga performed this song on her New York dive bar tour, her friend, the one that had the stage 4 cancer, she was there in attendance while Gaga performed.
Oh, wow.
It was so, and then Gaga went out of the stage and went near to her friend, I guess, if I recall correctly, and it's wow.
I never thought of the song in that sort of light before, but
yeah.
I mean, you can definitely see it in the lyrics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. Like, it kind of enhances the depth of just like a friendship between girl song into like something, deeper.
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, finally, I think we've got to discuss the final track on the deluxe version. Just Another Day.
Okay, I don't know if I'm the
day.
only one who gets this, but I get like major Beatles vibes from this.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
I can see
yeah.
Now
that.
you pointed out. Yeah, I can see that now you pointed out.
Definitely.
Yeah. It just feels like
early Beatles.
It sounds like something. Sounds like something from like Abbey Road, kinda. That kind of playful, sort of.
It's very happy.
Like piano vibes.
It's very happy.
Yeah.
It's just like a cheerful song.
Yeah, it's very happy. Very playful.
It's very happy.
I don't know if I would have picked this to be a closer, but either way, I think it's a very nice addition to the album as a whole.
Yeah.
Other than the work take of Angel Down, this would be considered the closer.
Yeah. This is probably one of my top favorite songs from this album, actually. I just love how happy it sounds. It's probably the happiest song from Gaga ever, honestly.
Yeah.
Oof.
A lot of songs on this album just feel like a love letter to like her musical influences and just the whole style of the Americana.
It's very
true.
It's very true to herself.
Yeah.
Which is the theme.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm thinking about it, the Beatles' influences are definitely very, very like profound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
I
classic
like it
rock
as a
artists
closer.
are like influencing this album.
As a closer, I don't think it's necessarily the best song to put as the last, but either way, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
To be fair, I see Angel Down as the official closer.
Yeah.
I always see the standard closer as the real one.
Like, these are like bonus tracks.
These are like
how
the
30 Hours in the
encore.
Life of Pablo is a bonus track.
Ooh, yeah.
Right, well, I think we've discussed every track on Joanne now, so thanks for listening, guys. It's been a very long episode for our first episode, but we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Hope you guys tune in soon.
It's been fun.
Oh, okay. Final thoughts.
Should we do final thoughts?
Yeah, we should.
Like overall,
Oh yeah, should we just do like our rates, like out of 10 for the album?
Oh yeah, we should.
Give me like a minute to think about my rate.
Okay.
That's actually a good idea. It seems a bit abrupt. It's just like that's the end.
Yeah.
Can I give my rate? Yeah.
Give me like
2 minutes.
It's just another day.
Alright, I'll just give like a tentative rating. Sure.
Yeah. Right, so.
Okay.
So, what are your final thoughts on this album then? Ratings and just some closing thoughts on the album.
Okay, my thoughts on Joanne. This is definitely my second favorite Lady Gaga album. I'm just so proud as a fan that she just like. Honestly, if you told me during the Fame era that she would do this type of album, I will laugh at you like, haha, she's never gonna do that. But no, like, but as soon as Born This Way came out, and then there's You and I, for example, I feel like what You and I is just her planting seeds that would eventually lead up to this album. And yeah, I'm just so glad, I'm just so happy as a fan that this is the type of music that Gaga has been wanting to make for so long, and I'm so proud of her. And I don't know, and I hope, and I think this album, she's trying to show everyone that Lady Gaga can sing. She's not just some gimmick artist at all. I hope everyone realizes that this is the album. This is finally her showing to the world that she can sing. She's talented, and let's not forget that she can jump genres from one genre to to another, from electro pop to straight up indie EDM, which is very evident in art pop, and then to jazz with Cheek to Cheek with Tony Bennett, which I haven't listened to. I know there's this one person who's pretty annoyed at me for not listening to this. I'll get on listening to that, and then to this album Joanne, which is Americana inspired. I don't know. I'm just so happy, and there's no one else like her. No one else like her. There is no other pop star like Lady Gaga who can just jump to one genre and to another and just do it flawlessly. I think a lot of legends, especially like Michael Jackson, for example, would be very happy. I'm so happy that she made this album. I'm giving this album a 9 over 10.
I think I would feel the same way in terms of like rates. I think this is Lady Gaga's most mature album when compared to her previous work, and I think that's reflected in the genres as well as the content of what the songs are. I mean, not to say that like art pop or whatever wasn't a mature album. I think musically the experimentation that she does on that is very mature. It's just that on this album, the sounds that she's pursuing and the like content of the lyrics and just everything, the influences, it's all very, very mature. And I think this is kind of coming off of her work with Tony Bennett and the genres in that, and as well as like her performances doing the Sound of Music thing at the Oscars, like things like that definitely kind of turned her on to this kind of sound, which I really like. And I think that it's definitely a way to open more people's eyes in a way that they were with the Sound of Music performance or her work with Tony Bennett. Like, it's definitely a way to get more people to respect her for the artist that she is and to put her from this gimmicky kind of reputation that she has into this next plane of artistry, like David Bowie, like Michael Jackson, and that sort of thing. And I think that this album definitely reflects that desire to be a more pronounced artist. Like, this album is definitely an artistry, like, unprecedented. It's like, it's overwhelming in terms of how much artistry there is. But overall, I'd probably also rate it a 9 out of 10, just because of how good the tracks are. Like, going through, there's certain tracks that may not be as good as the rest, but they're still managing like an 8 out of 10, which is, I think, a testament to how good the album is as a whole. I still really like it, and I think the standout tracks are probably John Wayne, Dancing in Circles, Angel Down, Grigio Girls. I'm inclined to say the whole album just because of how good it is. But I really like it all, and I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, and it's definitely one of my favorite releases of the entire year so far. But I think it'll grow on me the more I listen to it, but it's definitely one of my favorites.
Just to build on what both of you guys said, it's just so crazy to think of how far we've come from like Lady Gaga in a meat dress to Lady Gaga on the cover of Joanne. Like, just looking at the cover of Joanne, like, basically conveys a lot of about what this album is about. I mean, like, the pink hat, the blonde hair, it's just everything is very cohesive, and the sounds, like, they're varied, but it's varied in a deliberate manner that sort of pays respects to her past and then like looks ahead to her future. I mean, there are tracks that sound completely different from each other, but the way that the album flows, they all make sense together, and the way that the album comes together as a whole with the closing is just like kind of amazing. So I'd probably also give it a 9 out of 10.
I think I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Because, to be honest, I've never been this excited for a Gaga album, like, ever. Like, I was always just a casual fan. Like, that list of collaborators, like, really hyped me up. Especially being, like, an indie fan. And yeah, I think they really helped bring the production to like the spotlight of the album. And not to like downplay her vocals or like the lyrics or anything, but the production definitely was my favorite part of the album. And like all my favorite songs on the album, which were like John Wayne, Dancing in Circles, Million Reasons, like most of those are because of the production. That's what I love about that. Like there's a lot to uncover here. Like there are layers to this album. You really gotta like listen to headphones. Like I think each new time you listen to it, you're gonna notice more things in the production. And I think everyone should just take her more seriously as an artist if they hadn't already. This is like a new Gaga. Joanne is like a character, but it's also like a new era for her too. So this is really exciting. I'm really impressed with this, and yeah, I think it's one of my favorites of the year too.
I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10 or a strong 8 out of 10. Yeah, I really did enjoy it.
Okay, now people are kind of scared. I know there's some fans out there that they're scared about how Lady Gaga would flop in this era, which I will fucking disagree, by the way. Because here's the thing, when she hops to one genre to another and does it flawlessly, like I said, and the fact that she changed the music industry game so early in her career, I don't think she'll ever be a flop. I think okay, this might be an overstatement from me, but I think she's one of the new legends of our generation, and I think people will remember her fondly so much. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
And even if it flops now, I think in terms of like legacy, I think this is the album that will be remembered. Even if it doesn't do so well commercially now, I think in the future this is the album people are going to look at when they think of Lady Gaga.
Yeah. And she's definitely at the point where she doesn't care about chart impact or success. I mean, that's why she went into this album experimenting and working with new genres. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good note to end the night off with them. Thanks for sticking with us. It's been very fun. It's been a long debut episode, but I've enjoyed it. I hope you join us next month.